possible scenarios for us to work with. Also, Jeremy, I don't know, have you worked on your little one-shot at all? Or maybe you want to give that a try at some point still? Okay. Okay. Because I figured, at least for getting us back in the swing of things, this being a little bit of like our session zero for a new adventure, new characters and everything. So at least a couple different scenarios we have are, obviously, since we've already been dealing with the continent of Valahad and Elysium, more predominantly you guys have been dealing with the realm of darkness. So as far as an adventure that goes, could be anything from if, like, I know we had mentioned possibly having new characters work as what's the term I'm looking for? Oh yeah, it was the proxy war idea of being some sort of subordinates to your current characters that are level 20 or something like that. Or even if you don't necessarily do that, there's still the war going on between what was it, like, yeah, 3 out of the 4 major kingdoms. And so, you know, you could have an option of being like potential recruits for one of those factions, or if you wanted to just kind of briefly put all of that sort of on the back burner, we also could explore the continent. Was it Salbrix, I believe, was the other continent I mentioned? And where that one is consisting of 2 actual kingdoms and then major, I think it's like 6 or 8 warring tribes, and each of them have kind of their own way of trying to unify the country and everything. Or, if not continue with Elysium in this homebrew world, we could always just jump into like a module real quick or something like that and get feet wet again. Sounds good to you guys. But yeah. Because regardless if we continue with Elysium with this homebrew world or maybe do one of the published adventure modules, definitely gonna need new characters either way, probably. What's your thoughts, Corey? Okay. Okay. What was that? Yes, I know either way, like, even if we don't do anything with Elysium and the other continent, Salbrix, I'm still going to try and get stuff prepped for all that. Honestly, this map that I made, which is clearly the superior version of the map, and I don't know if you guys remember what the original one looked like. I'll post that in the D&D chat real quick so you can see the old version versus the new version. Yeah, that old one is just looking at it, it's awful. Very little to no effort put in that map. Yeah, and sadly enough, I feel like that old map I put more time into. Well, the thing was too, like, if I think you guys are right now, yeah, you're on the Province of Lights map. Which is probably confusing me talking about the Realm of Darkness and you're looking at Seraph's Light and everything. But yeah, so, going from Seraph's Light, and if you're looking at the D&D chat, looking at the new Realm of Darkness, I've kind of sort of based it similar around that. And ironically enough, where the Shire is shown on the Realm of Darkness, it looks almost like it's perfectly lined up with this Province of Lights map. So if I were to like ever do a page where I put them both together, they'd probably actually line up pretty evenly. That was not planned whatsoever. But regardless of whatever we finally decide, at the very least, we'll probably spend some time, brainstorming character ideas. If you guys decide, maybe one or two or all three of you want your characters to have at least some kind of like, maybe like a childhood friend, or say like both your families have been intertwined, either like a rivalry or just simply been allies, stuff like that. If you guys wanted to tie in your backstories together, we could do that. And this way too, any backstories you guys give me, even if they're not finalized yet, will give me ways to help tie you guys in and make you feel a little bit more part of the world. Yeah. Because, like, I know we basically aren't 100% sure if we're continuing this homebrew world or doing a module, but, I'm trying to get an idea of, like, some modules that you guys might like. Like, I know Curse of Strahd's a popular one, Tube of Annihilation's popular. What kind of characters are you guys thinking of? Okay. Any idea on their alignment or anything? Actually, before we get too more in depth, should I just do like coin flip, do module or homebrew, or you guys want to put to a vote? Corey, you still don't care? Alright, well, that leads me up to a good question as to what module do you want something sort of quick, or I mean, technically any of them, they're quick just based on, like, if you're, like, just skipping a bunch of stuff, not realizing it, or stuff like that. I'm trying to think, like, how in depth of a module do you want? Do you want something that's like relatively quick, or I mean, or we can just do like a little one shot and whatnot. Kind of get back in the swing of things. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like, if you guys want when building your characters, you could either, if you want to use standard array or point buy, or you could actually roll for them too. And basically that's just 4d6. You drop the lowest and whatever. And I personally don't care if you guys, if you get like a bunch of scores that are below 10, get at least like 1 or 2 rerolls. Variant human. I forgot what was special about them. Yeah. You get like an extra feat. What kind of character do you think about playing for? Okay. Any idea on the race yet, or you can just, for sure monk? Is it a halfling monk? You and short characters. Classes, you've got everything from Artificer, Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin. Well, as long as that's a character in my campaign, he has the content share. Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard, and then if you want to use the critical role stuff, you got Blood Hunter. You know what? I think I have an idea for which module to run. And it works out perfectly because if you decide you want to keep these characters, if you want to go right back into homebrew, we can go right back into it, no problem. Rangers are fun. That's my first character right there. Huh? Well, okay, so guns aren't strictly gunslinger. That all depends. That all depends on if I allow it. In most cases, in most settings, there aren't going to be guns or very crude guns. But for the most part, I'm not against it. So, if you want to have a gun, go ahead. Just remember, I'm gonna try and keep track of ammunition and whatnot to a point. Not like begrudgingly so, but you just need to keep in mind every time you fire a shot, reduce your ammo count. Oh boy. Yeah, Corey? Yeah, go ahead. Oh my god, you and Anthrax, I swear. Sure, I really don't care, because, as far as being a monk, if you serve a god or not, it doesn't really matter. But for your own preference with the character, go for it. I'm all cool with that. Just whenever you get a chance, like with the backstory or whatever, you don't even. That's something if you choose to admit from everybody else, that's even better because now I'm like, ooh. And with the module I have in mind too, I'm like, oh, that makes things even more interesting. Alright, but yeah, feel free to do that. Alright, yeah, because Archer would probably be the closest thing. Okay, so we got, off the top of my head, we got a fighter, a ranger, and a monk. Okay, so you're gonna switch like the fighter, gunslinger? Okay, so for the most part, normally I would have you guys start at level 1. So the only way you can choose gunslinger is when you hit level 3 and you choose the subclass. Yeah. Personally, I don't care if you guys want to start at level 3 and, you know, choose a subclass, that's fine with me. This adventure is designed for characters from like level 1 up to level 10. And even if you guys start as level 3 adventurers, that's not gonna like give you an apparent edge over everything early on. But while you guys are doing that, I need to read some of the module stuff real quick. I thought you would have put me back in questions before asking me that. Oh, did you? Oh, I didn't realize everybody else got out. What are the options again? Oh, it's just like emblem or whatever. His symbol. So, yeah, okay. Okay, so you know how hospitals have like the twin snakes wrapped around like a catechus and all that, like the symbol for Hermes and everything. Think that. But instead of snakes, like leeches, and then it looks like it's just like covered in disease-ridden, like it basically it looks like a staff wrapped around with like decaying flesh that it even gives off like a slightly putrid smell. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna be getting used to those low hit points again. So, are you guys rolling stats, or are you just doing like standard array and all that? Okay. Because like I said, if you guys feel free for rolling, I'll believe you in whatever your results are. Because like, and that's the thing too, is like having bad stats really isn't like that big of a game breaker. Like it can screw you over sometimes, but at the same time too, it does make for funny moments. Yeah, it is still the current roll thing. Yeah. Oh, your grits? Yeah. Out of curiosity, which monk subclass are you choosing, Corey? You're starting at level 3 like everybody else, right? Okay. Yeah. I figured this way too, because you guys are at least somewhat seasoned players, and the first like few levels are usually like kind of a drag because you don't really start getting a lot of your features until you hit level 3. Well, you're already in the campaign, so give me a sec. Superiority die. I will post the link real quick. There we go. There's the. Yeah, they added that. Give me some. Pull up fighter and look at the superiority die. Because that's Battle Master, right? Even. Okay, yeah, so. Okay, so point buy is slightly different. So you have like, I think it's about 27 points, and based on what's the highest you can go is 15, and that's I think like 7 points or something like that, or 8 points. 9 points. So basically, if you did point buys, you could have at most 3 stats at 15, and then the other 3 stats would be all at 8. So you'd either have all 3 stats at +2 and 3 stats at -1, or if you have it like at 10, that's 0 points. But the highest you can go is 15. Standard array, it's what is it? It's like 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 or something like that. And you just place those in your points. And then, you know, obviously rolling the die is based on whatever method's chosen by your game master. Me, I don't mind using the standard 4d6 because you tend to get better rolls out of that versus trying to use like a d20, because I use the d20 for rolling my stats not knowing any better, and I ended up with like 2 or 3 of my stats below 10, and I was like, I'll just take it. Yeah, are they for your maneuvers? I wasn't sure if I'll ever do a Battle Master. I might. Renegade. Ooh, so Renegade is almost like a Gunslinger, but a little different. I'm not sure if it's playtest material. It's a subclass for fighter. I will tell you, Eldritch Knight is fun. Do you have the playtest thing on your character enabled? Let me see, as I was just looking on it under the game rule. Yeah, it's fighter for their subclass. Oh, so that's her Rune Terra, huh? Yeah, Gunslinger. Yeah, if you guys ever decide to make a Eldritch Knight, I recommend it. Well, it is also say it's unofficial material, so it hasn't actually been properly balanced yet. But like Eldritch Knight, one of like my favorite features of them is you get Weapon Bond, which is like the Warlock's pack weapon, where you spend like an hour during a short rest or whatever. Well, it doesn't have to be during a short rest, but it can be done during a short rest. But you spend an hour performing this ritual, and you create this bond with your weapon. And then, while you have this bond with your weapon, you can't be disarmed of it unless someone knocks you out. And as long as it's on the same plane of existence to you, it doesn't matter where it is, you can instantly summon it to your hand. So in cases of like, hey, let me get in trouble with the law and everything, and then I surrender and give them my weapon, and then break out because I can summon it right back. But then eventually you you can have up to 2 bound weapons, but you can only summon one at a time. Yeah. So I considered making a cavalier fighter at one point, but how often would I be on horseback? Oh Lord. Alright, so I should probably at the very least like, give you an idea of what kind of adventure you guys are going to look forward to. I don't know. I hope you haven't read any of this book, Ethan, but Curse of Strahd. Have you? You haven't read any of it, have you? Good. Good. So Curse of Strahd, the best way to put it is, I guess think like, so Strahd is basically Dracula, and he he owns this kingdom, Barovia, and everything. And yeah, he's just a vampire. He's kind of a dick. They're under equipment, weapons. Yeah. Yeah. Dillinger or whatever it's called. Derringer. Alright, I'll be right back. Calm yourself down, you crazy dog. Okay. Alright. So you guys pretty much all finalized your characters? Alright. Any of them have like any personal ties to each other, or they just all kind of met up one day and Been working together since. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What, say that again? So whatever that number is, if you roll that number in your attack or lower, the gun jams, and then you gotta spend a bonus action to repair it. Yeah. Whatever your misfire score is, if you roll that number, it misfires. Yeah, so it misfires on a 1. Alright. Okay. I think for the most part I am probably ready. So I think for the most part I'm probably ready. Do you guys real quickly just kind of give like a brief like introductory of your characters? Tell us how you really feel. So tell us how you really feel. You call him a piece of shit, so I'm like, how do you really feel? Okay. Anything else, or is that the gist of it? Okay. Yeah. it takes a lot of thought into it, and usually for the most part, you can tend to come up with the backstory more as you play. You decide, what kind of character you are, like what their motivations may have been. I'm not too worried about backstories for the most part. Just if you guys do happen to come up with them,